Hi guys, I know I haven't really been posting. Well, I haven't posted in a while, and I was just like, I've been busy Christmas shopping and, Thanksgiving stuff. But all jokes aside, this message is to those artists that are burnt out, or like you're a new artist, you're a beginner artist, of course, right? And you feel like your art is like your art skills are not up there, but trust me, they are. So this video it's kind of a rant, but it's also a message for you, from me to you. And I took notes to tell you this because I know when I started from the bottom, like when I started with art, I had very little confidence in my work, and it really sucked because you didn't know if your work was good, and you were scared that everyone wouldn't like it, and you were scared to post it. That's how I started off. But I'm just trying to say that you're not alone, and that's a way of our journey. I'm sorry if I don't make sense right now. It's because I'm taking care of my little brother. My point is, at least you're doing something. And I know that's weird to start off like that. I'll say, oh, that sounds a little harsh, but no, what I really mean is you're putting effort and you're not complaining. I'm trying not to curse because that's just, I'm sorry. You're putting effort into your drawings. You're giving yourself time to do what you are passionate in doing. Sorry if you heard the knocking. I just had to answer that real quick. You don't need to be perfect if anything is getting messy with your work. Just be yourself if it's not coming out the way you like it. Like, take a break or a breather before returning to the piece. And what I mean by that is, like, you feel frustrated in one part of your drawing, like, oh, I can't get this right. Like, the face does not look okay with me. Don't be scared to erase it or start over. It's your work, and if you think it's not gonna come out good, you can save a copy of it and you can redo it on another canvas or like another layer. So that way you won't feel so concerned about, like, oh no, I can't get back to it. And it's okay, because every artist will always make a mistake. Everyone's like imperfect, and what I mean by imperfect, I mean you don't have to be perfect for your work. Everyone starts from the bottom, and it all depends on you specifically if you want to reach to a certain kind of goal, a certain style in your artwork. And it all depends on you. Let's just pretend I didn't have to chase my brother out. Excuse the loud noise. He really doesn't want me to be away. Another thing is, you shouldn't be shy about using references. I actually said that right. And what I mean by references, it's like you're going online, like in Pinterest, and you're looking around and you see something that, oh hey, I want to try this out. Just try not to heavily copy it, and if you do, make sure you ask the artist, or you give them at least credit. But I suggest that you would ask the artist themselves. Sometimes it's hard to find artists with their old pieces like way back then, and like to reach out to see like if they have a new account or something. But still, at least try to give credit if you're gonna like trace and heavily copy it. And yeah, there's a bunch of artists that would trace, and I would see a couple of beginner artists doing that, and I know it's something that shouldn't be allowed, but I feel like only that's the only way for new artists to come into the picture, because how are they supposed to learn if they cannot use something to practice? The thing is that I'm supporting is, like, if they're using it to practice and to teach themselves, not like to claim the artwork as theirs, is what I mean. Okay, I know it's also nerve-wracking to just go to another artist for help and advice, but it is really helpful if you go to someone and you ask them for like help or like suggestions. If you want a second pair of eyes on like, like someone to help you to see the artwork out of another pair of eyes, like someone else's perspectives. I'm sorry. And it's to give you clarification and advice and for you to keep like knowledge to help you improve in your artwork. I hope you guys understand that part. I do that, and the thing is I don't do it with artists. Sometimes I do, but it's a rare thing. Yes, because like I get nervous. Like I'm like you guys, I get nervous too. I don't know why, but I guess it's just experience, but I do get clarification from my mom or from my significant other. I would ask them like, hey, how does this look? Is there something that looks off to you? And luckily I'm so grateful I have them, and they would tell me like, oh, this looks nice, or oh, this would look nice in this, like in this position, like the pose or this expression or this color. I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you. That kind of thing. If you guys are scared to like ask for suggestions or advice, ask someone that you trust or know, and someone that's gonna understand your little issue. Like, oh no, it looks bad to me, but in someone else's eyes, like, I don't see a problem, this looks really nice. Another thing is, if you had experience, sorry, I know it took a while, it's nighttime, so I'm just doing this. If you had experience like with another artist, when you reach out to them and they tend to come off rude, it's best if you just avoid them and you discontinue the conversation with them and reach out to another artist. I know there's like, I haven't seen it yet, but I know there's artists out there that tend to take things a little personal, where they see you as competition. Like, oh, this is another artist, they're gonna try to steal my customers. Oh, they're gonna steal like the things I learned. And that's not the case. Like, the whole point of having people wanting to draw is for us like to pass down tips and advice and all that. I almost cussed, like, you know what I mean. The point is for us to help each other out and support each other. There's another thing I want to say. If you get scared that you are not motivated to draw anymore, like let's say oh no, I got art block. For those of you who don't know what art block is, it's when an artist cannot like focus or really draw at the moment. They're not feeling it no more, and they're just like, they're being little potatoes, and they just want to relax, and they say, oh, I'm gonna do this, but they don't do it, and they keep waiting, and it doesn't hit them. That's art block. And it's okay, and I can tell you from experience before this video. And it was funny because I had planned this video this whole time, like, hey, I'm gonna give some advice to other artists, because every time I would scroll on Instagram, I know this off the topic, there will be a bunch of artists that would make posts like, hey, like, I'm updating you guys that I'm not motivated, or like I just don't feel like it. And it sucks because I understand that, like, I don't understand like them personally, because they can go through something else and I wouldn't be aware of. Excuse me. But I mean, like, I get it because they have a lot on their plate, and this is also a reminder that people should treat artists like human beings. Aside from myself, like, sometimes I would feel like people like only want to talk to me just because of the art, or like, like they're just there because they want to get something for free out of me. Well, and I know, like, that's not the case neither, because I've met a lot of good people. But I'm saying this is like a common thing. Like, I'm giving an example. Other artists will start thinking that way and they start overthinking, and it really does suck, dude. Like, it does. Again, that's why you should be real nice to artists and like be patient with them if they're nice too and respectful. I know there's a lot of respectful artists out there, and I mean, I haven't seen an artist that's like rude. Maybe, like, I'm sorry, not to lie, right? Maybe like probably two, I'd say. But honestly, everyone's been respectful. So yeah, if you can, try to be patient with, especially the artists that you commission. For those of you that don't understand, commissions are like, you know, an artist makes a little drawing for you in return of a payment. The payment doesn't have to be money wise. It all depends on the artist's rules. Mine, currently I'm doing them money wise, but I also will take pixelated game items, you know, Animal Jam. If you know me from Animal Jam. So yeah, there's more I gotta say. I'm just looking through my notes. I'm sorry, it's because I'm not so used to doing this. My point is, for anyone who sees their own art as, you know, shitty, sorry for the language, you've been making art based on like the things you like. You were inspired by something. You tell yourself that daily, like, oh no, like it's not good enough. It is good enough. As for someone like me to say that, because some people, like, it scares me, and I'm gonna tell you this myself, for those of you that are, like, you know, you're a beginner artist, or like you're burnt out and you don't feel like you qualify as an artist when you've been making art and you think you're not up there yet. And even if you're still like barely doing it, you do qualify, because any piece is still considered creative and really inspirational. It's the fact that you looked up to people that inspired you to do this, and those people also, like, if you think about it again, they also started off from the bottom as you did. And for people who's been following me through my art journey, they can also say the same thing. I also started off from, like, I already said that, but I also started off like from way bottom. Like, it's not a joke. I used to draw like characters that look like not stick figures but similar, and sometimes my animals didn't even look like animals at all. I remember that clearly. I have sketches of like my old art. I think I have most of them, not sure. Bird was the word I was looking for. You took time out of your schedule to make your art piece and put effort into it, is what I mean. But to make the drawing itself, that's why I'm making this video too, because I know there's a bunch of you young artists and beginner artists who, like, you can start like at an older age or you can start at a younger age. I don't really care. Like, you're still considered an artist. It's your own thing. Like, you decide to do that yourself because that's what you're passionate about. But yeah, like, shouldn't be too tough on yourself. Like, there's a lot of you artists out there. I know this too. Try not to take social media too seriously, because it can get to you. Like, I know it's scary to hear this, but it can also be your downfall of things. Like, forget about the like buttons and forget about like how many followers you have. You should focus on like you. Like, if the drawing is what you like to do and the topic you're enjoying yourself, then you should continue that passion. And if it's like something you're forcing yourself to do and put up with, I don't think you should do that, because then there's no point of you like making art content. And like, it's not to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying this because I know there's people that are forcing it on themselves, and I know there's people that actually want to do it, but they just struggle with the motivation that they have and the motivation that they don't have. Okay, back to the point. If you're burnt out and you have art block, then don't worry too much about it and don't stress out. Literally don't stress out. Don't force yourself to like, well, I mean, unless if it helps you, then maybe, but don't force yourself to keep drawing and drawing. It's just me. I did that a few times and I ended up regretting it because the longer I had to wait it out until I was motivated to draw again. Or if you want, you can test yourself, like draw quickly, time yourself, or I guess get mood boards or generate something. I know I went far off from my notes to get to the point. I just hope this message goes pretty well for you guys. I'm just trying to tell you ahead of time. There's gonna be struggles, but it will be all worth it in the end. Just keep doing what you love to do. And sorry if my voice like sounds a little rusty. This is like all I got at the moment. So I love you guys and I really hope you guys have fun while making art. And for those of you that are burnt out, I know you will get your motivation back again. And for those of you who are beginning to start making art, I hope you have a wonderful journey. Like literally, because it was real fun in the beginning. So don't let your drawings go into like, you know, like vein of like, no, they're not good. Like, don't tell yourself that. I want you to keep encouraging yourself. You can do it. It's just a process. I'm not sure what else to tell you. I do know is that my birthday in like in 2 days, literally, baby. Oh yeah, and this drawing I haven't explained in the beginning, but it's my outfit from Animal Jam. If you haven't noticed, it might be my new outfit. I'm not sure. It's like the outfit for the channel, of course. But you guys have suggestions like for video ideas, or like you guys want to hear something else about me, or something you want me to talk about, let me know. And I hope you like the video. Thank you again for watching.